morning. Is it still morning? Yeah, I guess it is. Hope you guys are doing well. It's President's Day, so most people are off, other than hotel people, right? We don't take days off. Well, the people that work on property is what I mean. I don't work on property, but I support the people that work on property, right? So I need to be working too, right? So, but no, the banks are closed, post office is closed. So just the market is closed. I mean, the stock market is closed. So just, a lot of people off. I'm high above LA. I'm in Baldwin Hills Park right now, and just seeing the people that are outside, getting their walk on and getting their exercise in. And I see some people playing basketball on the swings, all that kind of stuff. Let me just show you a little bit of what I'm seeing. So there's like a walking track around the park, and people just getting their walk on. I'm across from Kenneth Hahn Park is across over there. If you guys know LA, Kenneth Hahn Park is on the other side of those trees over there. And there's a street, La Brea, that you have to cross over to get to the park. So, but anyway, not too far from there. But this is Baldwin Hills. That over there is View Park. And if you can see in the distance, let's see. You see downtown LA. See? There you go. So that's downtown. You see the mountains in the back. This is View Park across over there. They actually have another walking park up there. I need to check that one. I haven't been up there in a long time. And then, you just got people walking, people doing their thing. Once again, there you go. Once I do these lives, I start getting choked up. I don't understand what that is all about. But yeah, there's a bumblebee right there. Is that a bumblebee? I don't know. Anyway, he's leaving me alone. So, but yeah, so once again, Russell of Hotels. I do these lives Monday through Friday between the hours of 9 a.m. and 12 noon. Talk about hospitality, the good, the bad, the ugly of hospitality, hotels specifically. But I'm all about that non-meat eats too, right? So I'll talk about that. Non-meat eats meaning I don't eat meat. I have a plant-based or vegan diet that I follow. And yeah, that's a bumblebee. He keeps messing with me. Bumblebee keeps messing with me. But that reminded me of something. Paula C. You guys know Paula C had a new job? Congratulations to Paula C. I want to say Hotel Cloud Base or Cloud Base. I can't remember the name of the company, but she's not with her company anymore, the former company. And I didn't know that until like last week. She was on a live. She kind of, I gave her a shout out on my live and mentioned her former or her company, and she goes, "I'm not with them anymore." I'm like, "What? I didn't know that." But yeah, so congratulations to Paula C on her new role, bigger company, more global, and based on her experience, I mean, she fits right in, I'm sure. So congratulations to her. Also, I'm gonna thank Miss Mary Ledesma for her hospitality on Friday at her hotel, the West Drift in Manhattan Beach. Manhattan Beach is right outside of Los Angeles, not too far from LAX, which is the airport, right there on Rosecrans. So I want to thank her for for the Arnold Palmers and just catching up, conversation, all that kind of stuff, and for the golf as well. So thank you so much, Mary. And it was good seeing Larry as well. Larry, the director of sales and marketing there, Larry Farmer. So great seeing Larry as well. I just happened to be outside, and he happened to be walking by, and I was like, "Larry," I was like looking like, "Who's that?" He said, "Russell, what you doing here?" I'm like, I'm Russell of Hotels. I go to hotels, right? I guess he didn't know that, but no, I want to thank him for just taking the time to talk and just catching up. And that leads me to my conversation about, keeping in touch with people, right? I mean, it's important that we keep in touch with our former, I used to work with Mary. I never worked with Larry, but he's still a colleague. I was a director of sales and marketing just like he is, and we worked in the same market together. So, and I would commiserate my issues with him, and he would buy me drinks and and console me. So I appreciate I appreciate you talking me off the ledge a few times there, Larry. But yeah, so no, it's important that we keep in touch with people that we know, colleagues, clients specifically, right? But colleagues, because you never know when you're going to need them. Um, and just so happened, based on my relationship with, the West Drift and Mary, a client of mine wants to come check out her hotel. So next month we tentatively set up a schedule for Cheryl, who's my client out of San Diego, to come and check out the West Drift. So that's what it's all about. So you know what? It's easier to call someone that you keep in touch with, right? Not saying that you can't call the people you don't keep in touch with, but it's the the more familiar people are with you and what you do, that's the best thing, right? So, and never be afraid to let them know what you do or maybe how you can help them. Um, in fact, Mary did some things for me, and I don't have a problem with doing a lot of branding things for them, right? Because she took care of me, she took care of my one of my clients, and so of course, I'm gonna post things. I'm gonna talk about the hotel, because I love that hotel. That's one of my favorite hotels. The West Drift is probably one of my favorite hotels in LA. I'm gonna say it's in the top three. So, but yeah, so keep in touch with clients, keep in touch with former colleagues, thank people for helping you out. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Larry. It was great seeing you. And then you guys know I do, and maybe you don't know, I do a live hospitality talk show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. Comes on every Tuesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? So it comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, live on LinkedIn and YouTube, just like this is live on YouTube. And tomorrow I'm gonna have a guest. I have a special guest, D. Roos, Donna Russo. I call her D. Roos, but her name is Donna Russo. She's a former hotel sales manager. In fact, she used to work for me. We're going to talk about, a little bit about maybe her transition from, working in hotels to now she's a star of her own show on YouTube called Donna on the Go. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, hotels and disabilities and things like that. Donna does have a disability, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, and her role with the Disability Channel, and we're going to talk a little bit about a lot of stuff. So make sure you tune in for that one. That one's going to be fire. But yeah, so you'll get a chance to hear Donna's side of working with me, and how great that was. I don't know what she's gonna say, and she don't know the questions I'm gonna ask, because I never tell anybody what the questions are that I'm gonna ask, right? So, but yeah, so look for that tomorrow. Once again, it's live on YouTube, it's live on LinkedIn. It's called On Air with Russell of Hotels. It's a live hospitality talk show. I interview people, today's professionals, yesterday's professionals as well. Talk about how they got in the industry, and maybe that aha moment. You know what I mean? That aha moment is say like that hits them and say, you know what, this could be a career. And like 20 years later, you're there, right? So everyone has that aha moment, and remember that no two people got in this industry alike, right? And Donna will be no exception. So yeah, so make sure you tune in for that tomorrow. Once again, On Air with Russell of Hotels. Live hospitality talk show, live on LinkedIn and live on YouTube. Once again, live here at Baldwin Hills. I think it's called Baldwin Hills Park. I don't know the name of the park. It's in Baldwin Hills. It's a park, so it must be Baldwin Hills Park. Okay, so, but yeah, so you got people around. You got birds and bees. You got bumblebees going around. You got kids playing soccer. That's what I'm talking about, right? Take advantage of the day off and come out and relax and do your thing. Me, of course, you guys don't think this is work, but it actually is. Someone asked me the other day, they asked me, why do you do these lives, right? I said, you know what a calling card is? You know, you give people a calling card. I said, well, this is a live calling card, right? You can take it wherever you go, right? It hits every social media platform for the most part. So it's just like a live calling card to tell people who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, right? So, I mean, you know, you guys know I do more than one thing within the hospitality space or hotel space. I do content creating. This is creating content, right? I've mentioned several brands while I was talking. I mentioned Donna Russo. I mentioned her show, Donna on the Go. I mentioned Mary Lodesma with the West Drift Hotel. I mentioned Larry Farmer with the West Drift Hotel. So that's branding, right? That's talking about people, or talking in a good way. That's talking about some of the things that I do and some of the things that I can do to assist hotels and other brands and things like that. So I just mentioned 3 brands that I have helped, right? Just doing the content creating. So anytime you create content and you're talking about, you know, specific brands, I mean, that's creating content, um, and that's branding for them, right? It's advertising, branding, promoting, you know, marketing, however you want to put it. It's what I do. So that's one of the things that I do. I also do hotel consulting. I consult general managers as far as maybe new general managers that maybe don't have a lot of experience in sales, you know, what to look for. You know, if you manage a sales team, if you have a director of sales and marketing or a sales team, how do you manage them? What reports should you be asking for? What tools should you be using? Um, you know, why is it important that you know, meet every damn client that comes in the door? You know what I mean? Potential client. Why is that important? I mean, there's a lot of things that you would think as a general manager they would know these things, but you know what? It's not. You know, common sense is not always common. That's the unfortunate part about it, right? So, you know, those are things that I mean, I have a whole PowerPoint presentation that I present to general managers and let them know exactly, go step by step of what their role is as the general manager when it pertains to sales. Okay, you know, being involved in, you know, when your salespeople entertain on property. Why is it important for you to go and meet their clients, right? Because that can be the difference between them booking or not booking, right? Because every hotel general manager is not doing that. So make sure you do things that, I mean, you do things that are right. I mean, it's right for you to meet the clients, but do things that your competition is not doing. Because sometimes we forget that we compete. Every piece of business that comes through our door, every potential piece of business that comes through our door has gone through the doors of your competition as well. So what separates you from them? It's the people, right? And if you got people that are, you know, aloof and standoffish and don't want to talk, don't communicate, well, that's a detriment to your operation, right? You have to be visible. You have to, you know, you have to assist, you know, you have to be sales focused, right? You have to be that way as a general manager, as a hotel manager, period. You have to be focused on the client and what the client wants and what the client needs. Okay, so those are some of the things that I teach, as well as hotel site selection. I'm a hotel site selection agency or expert or whatever you want to put it, where I help. My clients are, you know, companies, organizations, maybe individuals that need assistance with finding that right hotel for their next meeting, their retreat, their conference, their convention, their sales training, whatever the heck it is, their incentive trip, you know, all those things. So my job is to go out and see as many hotels as I can, to make contact with it as many tourism bureaus and sales managers and directors of sales and marketing, and, you know, all these, you know, suppliers, because I want to be that resource for my clients, right? So when the client calls me and says, hey, I need to go to Nashville. Are you familiar with Nashville? Oh yeah, well, you know, they got a convention center there. They got this hotel, that hotel. I've utilized this hotel before in the past. I was just there not too long ago, so I can speak intelligently about these destinations, right? So so it behooves me that I go to as many hotels as I can, regardless of the destination. So if I get an opportunity to go to a destination, I'm going, because you know, it supports the business that I'm in, right? And hotel site selection is one of the main things that I do. So it's important that I am, if I say I'm a resource, I have to be the resource, right? You know, if I say I go to these destinations, I have to go to those destinations, if not more, right? So it's important that I'm always in front of some hotel somewhere, okay, or in a destination and just checking out what that destination has to offer. Because you wouldn't believe some of the questions I get about, well, what do you think about this destination? Why? You know what I mean? Why do you like this one versus another one? And, you know, I have to be, you know, intelligently and intelligent and talk about that, right? So, and if I haven't been to a destination, guess what? I call someone that has been there. That's why you keep in touch with your clients, your former colleagues, because you don't know, you never know what they're doing now. I have a lot of former clients or former colleagues that do the same thing that I do, right? I can't be in every place at every, you know, all the time, right? So if there's hotels in like say New Jersey I've never used and a client is interested in New Jersey, I'll call up, you know, several of my colleagues that are doing meeting planning or hotel site selection and say, hey, you know, are you familiar with these hotels in this particular destination? Oh yeah, we just did a program there. You know, well, tell me a little bit about the destination, the hotels you selected, and why you selected them. And you know, they'll let me know, right? So you have to keep in touch with people because there's always someone else that has been to a destination that you haven't been to, right? You know, as much as yeah, I try to go to every destination, but sometimes it's just not. I don't have enough time, you know, to do it. So you got to pull. You have to rely on other people to give you that information. But if you don't have a relationship with people, then it's hard for you to reach out to do that. So I try to maintain those relationships and make new ones because I never know when I'm going to need something or right or have a question I need answered. So there you go. So that's what it's all about. Like I said, I do these. I'm Russell of Hotels. I do these lives every Monday through Friday live here on YouTube. I also do it on Instagram as well. But this is my first one of the day, right? So thank you so much. Appreciate you. And these lives don't have to be long, right? Just get in and get out. Say what you need to say and get the heck out, right? It's a beautiful day. Look at this. I mean, does every part of the country have this, you know, this beautiful view and the beautiful skies? I don't think so, right? But anyway, you guys have a great day. Happy Monday. And we'll see you again tomorrow because I'm doing it again tomorrow. Okay? Peace.